welcome to Fantasy Futon. My name is Jesse Thorpe.
And I'm Matthew Waller.
And we're not on a futon right now, but we're on our way to get my wisdom teeth out. And it's a pretty long drive there, so we thought we would make our first episode now, since it's a good time to talk about a few things, since some mock drafts are started up on the Yahoo Fantasy Sports app, and I'm sure on other apps. That's one that we use, and we thought that we would kind of just go over the rankings, give some thoughts about some of the players that are in the top 50, even top 100, some strategies, and just take it from there.
All right, so let's go over we'll go over the top 10. Who do we got in our top 10? Who's looking at number one right now?
So number one, we got Le'Veon Bell at running back, which I think is pretty much the best pick. Last year, it was Antonio Brown. Everyone went after him. I gotta say, I got Le'Veon Bell the first round last year, and throughout the season, even though he was suspended the first couple games, every game he put up at least 20 points for me, at least, and I say that on their bad games. And also now that he was being utilized more as a wide receiver as opposed to just a running back, I also saw that kind of dwindling down on Antonio Brown's numbers. So I think Le'Veon Bell is an exceptional, perfect first-round pick.
And especially with Martavis Bryant coming back into the picture. I don't know if he's been reinstated, but I know they accepted his application to be reinstated. It's going to take a little bit of the pressure off the backfield. There's so many mouths to feed in that offense. Le'Veon Bell's a surefire number one pick. Surefire.
Number two, and this is just going off CBS Sports. I'm not reading off Yahoo. I'm just going off the basic website, I guess. Is David Johnson, which I didn't get him last year. Our buddy CJ got him, and he definitely did put up some big points.
Did phenomenal. They used him as a receiving back. They used him as a three-down back. And then last year they just let him carry the team. And you know what? It turned out well. I was skeptical last year, and especially with Carson Palmer's wavering arm strength. I would argue putting him over Le'Veon Bell. He's the 1, 2, and 3 in that offense.
Especially in a PPR league.
Especially in PPR, I take him number one.
Third up is Ezekiel Elliott, and this is just going off all players in general. This isn't just running backs. Ezekiel Elliott's at number 3, which I think is awesome. He constantly improved from game 1 to the very end last year. They almost went to the Super Bowl. They're a solid team, well-rounded, young players, and I see Ezekiel Elliott as the Cam Newton of running backs. He's having fun with it. He's confident. He's young. He's just an overall great player, and behind one of the best offensive lines in the NFL, he's surefire going to be getting that ball, eating up the touchdowns, getting the yardage, and he's just, if not a 1 or 2, definitely number 3 running back.
Now, I don't see a sophomore slump coming, but I don't think he's going to have the year he had last year. I predict more of like a Devonta Freeman effect. How 2 years ago Devonta Freeman had the back-to-back to even almost back-to-back 40-plus point games. He's still definitely a number 3 running back, but just temper your expectations with what you're going to get out of him this year as opposed to last year.
So for the next 6 picks, I'm just going to read these down the line. I think some of these should be reordered. So at 4, we got Antonio Brown, Julio Jones, Beckham, AJ Green, Mike Evans, LaShawn McCoy, and Melvin Gordon. I gotta say that I definitely don't like AJ Green at all,
and I don't even agree with you.
Don't even like him to the end of the second round. He didn't do anything last year. He got like some points, but he was putting up the same points that you can get from Tyrell Williams in a couple of those games.
And let's not forget losing. I think they lost Whitworth, and they lost another big name lineman on that. I can't remember who it was, but two starting linemen this year, and with them losing Marvin Jones and Mohamed Sanu, if I'm correct, that, and with Eifert being out most of last season, even though Green was the best head to feet in that offense, he still couldn't produce. I mean, he had a couple decent games, but I mean that's you don't want a couple decent games out of first round talent. I think he's gonna be worth as much as DeAndre Hopkins was last year. Yeah, I see him going maybe late second round, early third.
I'll just play it safe because right below him is Mike Evans, and I love Mike Evans. Mike Evans, I think, is should be in the top 3 wide receivers of this.
I like Mike Evans more than I like Antonio Brown and Julio Jones.
Oh, definitely.
Game in and game out. I know they did get Deshaun Jackson, so I don't know if that's gonna help or hurt his value, but I mean, with Big Ben being a seasoned vet, Matt Ryan being a seasoned vet, they knew how to spread the ball around. Jameis Winston has tunnel vision with Mike Evans being on the other side of that tunnel vision. He was getting targeted almost 20 times a game last year. Just sheer targets alone makes him a monster pick.
PPR league, great pick.
My goodness.
Touchdown, end zone. He's a huge guy. Shields defenders with his body, catches the ball every time. Deshaun Jackson, he's fast. He's going to open that field up. But we've all seen Deshaun Jackson play in Washington. He didn't catch anything. Drop after drop. Yeah, he had some good plays here and there. He was hurt a lot. He's probably going to be hurt again this year at some point, and Mike Evans is going to be the guy throughout the entire time. So we'll go down these wide receivers. Just want to throw some of that information out there before we get started. So at 4, Antonio Brown, which I get. He catches anything that's thrown a mile within his reach, and I say that because he just catches everything. Even watching him play last year. Next up, Julio Jones. Again, he's good. Julio. I like Julio too. He's a big guy. Even watching him play in the Super Bowl, he made those amazing catches. He's a fantastic player. And I think that he's just going to be good for that 16 plus points a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if Mike Evans is there and Julio's there, take Mike Evans.
Definitely. Odell Beckham, I like it. I like him more than Julio Jones. I know that you're kind of skeptical on him because they have Brandon Marshall, but I think it's the same thing in the Buccaneers situation. Eli Manning and Beckham, they're that 1-1 connection, and Brandon Marshall is going to be that veteran that takes the coverage off Beckham. You put Beckham in single, even double coverage, he's going to catch the ball as long as he doesn't get like all girly. You know what I mean?
But my only issue with Beckham, like you said, even though Eli has the tunnel vision with him, the only difference separating him and Mike Evans is Jameis has the bigger arm. I'm worried about Eli's arm strength.
And that's accuracy.
That's why I think the Brandon Marshall addition is going to hurt him. Marshall isn't a fast wide receiver, but he's an excellent possession receiver. He's an Anquan Bolden. He's a Larry Fitzgerald to speak. They're not catching those fly routes, but he's that great underneath read, and it's going to open up the field for Beckham if Eli feels he's confident enough to bomb it deep. Or even with Beckham's run after catch, still a superb first round pick, but temper expectations with Marshall on the field.
So next we have AJ Green. We already went over it. He's high risk, big low side, also high upside. You kind of have to play with that. If Mike Evans is gone, if you're number 10 or even 12 in this pick in the first round, depending on how many people you have in your league, and AJ Green is there and he's the last person that's there, I guess take him if you're really itching for like that big name wide receiver. Again,
well, who's at 11 and 12?
Yeah, I was going to say, going down this list, at number 12 is Jordy Nelson, which I definitely like way more than AJ Green, by far. 100%. He's healthy, big guy, just like Mike Evans, end zone target. You saw it last year. Devontae Adams was kind of the guy as Jordy Nelson came out. I thought it was going to be Randall Cobb. I was wrong. Randall Cobb played here and there. Again, they have the running back game solid with Ty Montgomery. He goes from running back to wide receiver, so you have that depth on him for a player to pick also. But Jordy Nelson, when he came back, he slowly worked his way back into it, and then towards the end of the year, he was getting I'm pretty sure he had like at least 3 touchdown catches that one game.
He was gobbling up targets.
He was going off, and he's definitely self-explanatory. Higher up than AJ Green. I'd put him right in that top like 6 wide receivers, you know?
Yeah,
easily. So after AJ Green at 7, we got 8, which is Mike Evans. We went over that. Great pick. I would pick him almost first over any other ones, easily.
Yeah, I would put him at pick number 4 even.
Number 9, we have LaShawn McCoy, which I understand. I kind of like him a little bit higher. I had him last year. He did marvelous for me. He's pretty much the only weapon in that offense, which is a little scary because everyone's going to be like, oh, stack the box on him. But they do have Sammy Watkins, so they do need to play off a little bit. And overall, he's a great runner. He's a great catcher. And he's a powerhouse, too. Man, he punches in on the goal line, and he's great. I love LaShawn McCoy, and at least
the 3-down back, they're not really splitting carries. He's not splitting carries with anyone. He catches out of the backfield. I would definitely throw him in that. I don't know if I'd throw him in top 5 running backs, but he's definitely a number 1. He's an RB1, hands down.
All right, so we're at number 10 with Melvin Gordon, which is pretty much your guy. You drafted him last year. I don't know how I feel about him.
I got him, I think last year I stole him in around like 8 or 9, and boy did he pay off. I let him sit on my bench the first 2 weeks thinking he was just a fluke. I rode him. I didn't worry about matchups. I just plugged him in and just left him. I forgot about it. With Danny Woodhead out of the equation, him moving on to Baltimore, he's not fighting anyone for touches, for downs. He's going to be a 3-down back. I guess it all depends on what the receiving core does, and hopefully, fingers crossed, Keenan Allen can stay off that IR list. If he stays off that IR list, Melvin Gordon, I would take him over any other running back.
That's pretty much the top 10. Jordan Howard's coming in at number 11, which I do like. Jordan Howard, he was eating up points last year. I mean, they don't have Alshon Jeffrey.
No Jay Cutler.
So that's a little iffy. Again, kind of the same thing as A.J. Green. High upside, also real high low side. All right, so the Anderson and Jamal Charles duo, I wouldn't be afraid of that. I think Anderson's going to blow up this year. He was good last year. The Broncos are just genuinely a good team. He's a great running back, 3-down back. They're going to use Jamal Charles as a backup in case Anderson gets hurt again. Last year they used Devontae Booker, who was all right, don't get me wrong. But Jamal Charles is just going to be like that safety, like the safety latch, you know what I mean?
And given with Simeon's second year in that offense, I think that offense is going to do a lot better. Better.
We have other couple players we want to talk about. We'll do some hot or nots. So we'll start with Anderson. I think he's definitely a hot pick for sure.
I like Anderson.
Coming in at our second hot or not is the veteran, I guess you would say, the old retired and now unretired Marshawn Lynch. Beast mode coming back to the Raiders in his hometown. I like him because he's a great running back. I think he still has it. Took a year off, kind of like settled down a little bit. He said he wanted to play for the Raiders. He said that's his dream. He's psyched to play for them. It's his hometown. I think he's going to blow up and he's going to give it his all.
I do not like Marshawn Lynch. I respect his play. When he's on the field, he's going to make the most out of it. But the Raiders aren't set up to make him be a 3-down back. They have plenty of people over there. They're playing to win. So I see Marshawn Lynch getting goal line carries, maybe even the first down or third down runs. They're not. I see him getting maybe 10, 11 to 12 touches per game max. I don't see him getting too much.
Another hot or not list for the running backs is another duo, famous duo, some veterans on the Saints, Mark Ingram and Adrian Peterson. I don't like them. They're going to be splitting carries. Yeah, they're both good, but again, they lost Brandon Cooks, so they lost that depth. All they have is Michael Thomas now and Willie Snead. Speaking of, I like Mike Thomas.
I do. I also like Mike Thomas.
I also like Willie Snead also, because I think Willie Snead is going to be last year's Mike Thomas. So he's a great route runner, so that's that. But in terms of running back, it's going to be split carries. You know what I mean? You're going to play Mark Ingram one week, Adrian Peterson's going to blow up that week. They're going to play Peterson, Mark Ingram's going to blow up that week. It's either or.
And then they throw the fullback into it.
Yeah,
I personally,
John Kuhn, right?
It was John Kuhn or someone else, but I will avoid those running backs like the plague.
Yeah, there's a lot better out there. if they're there and you're itching for one and there's no one else and your next choice is going to be Terrence West, I would take one.
And trade him.
Yeah, trade him.
And trade him before their value is nothing.
Wait for one big game, and I would say just sell them at their high point.
Exactly.
Some other rookie running backs, Dalvin Cook on, we'll go over these real quick. Dalvin Cook on the Minnesota Vikings. They're talking him up. He's a big name, I guess, but again, he's there with Latavius Murray, so that's going to be back and forth, I guess. Christian McCaffrey, he was a Le'Veon Bell of this draft, patient runner. If you've seen his highlights on college, he's good. He's on the Panthers, which have Jonathan Stewart, so they might split carries. They might even give him the full load if he proves himself.
I say move over Jonathan Stewart. I think we see the change. I think we see the changing of the guard.
Lastly, we got Fournette and the Jags. Again, TJ Yeldon didn't do much. Even Chris Ivory didn't do much, and he was a real good runner. I mean, things may be different this year, but Fournette is going to be kind of like that. You can take the hit on him. You can try. I mean, he's a Jaguar, so I'm not talking down the Jags, but they haven't really had much success in their backfield for a real long time since Maurice Jones-Drew. You know what I mean? Some wide receivers, low-round wide receivers that are going. Terrell Pryor.
Oh my God.
He's going to be a top. He should be going the number one. He's great. He has the hands. He proved himself in being a Brown. He was a great Brown. That speaks volume to any other good quarterback who's thrown to him.
With Kessler throwing to him, was it McCown throwing to him? Whoever was throwing, he was catching, and he was on a poor offense. And him moving over to Washington, where they just lost their number one and number two, Crowder, yeah, playing with Crowder. Oh my God, I love him.
He's gonna be going off.
He's gonna step in. He's gonna be their number one.
Next up, Brandon Cooks is going low. Again, he was great last year with kind of a shitty. The line was all right, real banged up, kind of weary offense. Now they got Tom Brady throwing to him. He's fast.
Breeze didn't have the time to throw to him. He didn't.
Oh my God.
He didn't have the time to throw. That's why you saw a lot of Mike Thomas. You saw a lot of Snead. It was a bunch of underneath stuff. You saw Hogan blowing up last year. It wasn't a ton of games.
Deep passes though.
He was going deep, and I think
Brandon Cooks is fast.
Cooks is an upgraded Hogan. You're going to see a lot of Cooks this year.
And lastly, Eric Decker, which I don't like at all.
Not at all. I don't even know who's throwing to Eric Decker this year.
Geno Smith.
With
broken jaw, man. I don't think I would stay away from everyone. Actually, you're going to be doing the same thing. He's going to be the only person on that offense. So take it as you will. I mean, I guess if you want to take the hit on low rounds, that safety precaution, yes, but I would not draft him anywhere in any spot in the top 6 rounds. And so for tight ends, obviously Greg Olsen, Gronk, Travis Kelce, Jordan Reed, if he can stay
concussion free.
Yeah, concussion free. And then we have a controversial player, which I think is Zach Ertz, which I like because the Eagles now have a whole lot of weapons. Alshon Jeffrey, Carson Wentz is in his second year, so I think he did really good last year. Now he has more weapons, so I think that who else did they get?
They got Torrey Smith.
So he has a lot of weapons. That's going to open up the field for Zach Ertz. I think that low tight end, if all the top tight ends are gone and you're stuck between Zach Ertz and second tight end Dwayne Allen on the Patriots, go Zach Ertz.
And with that logic exactly, that's why I don't like him. I think there's too many mouths to feed. They even have Ryan Matthews out of the backfield. I'm pretty sure they still have Sproles. There is so many receivers there. There's so many big names. Jordan Matthews, their number one last year is their number 3 this year. I don't think there's going to be enough. I think he's going to be what Dennis Pitta was to the Ravens last year. He's going to see he'll see the targets underneath, but he's not going to be in the end zone.
Quarterbacks. This is given as Tom Brady's gone, Aaron Rodgers is gone, even Drew Brees is gone. Who else is up there?
Cam Newton's gone.
Cam Newton, Dak Prescott, the big names that are probably going to be going in 4th round if people decide. Is that McLaren down there? That's McLaren down there.
Yes, it is.
Some quarterbacks you can take late round that are definitely going to give you some points and production that obviously aren't going to be as good as Tom Brady and the rest of them is, I said Carson Wentz. Whole bunch of weapons, whole bunch of passing, whole bunch of touchdowns. Second year, he did awesome last year. Philadelphia is a wild team. They have crazy fans. You know, Pennsylvania, the whole saying. I think that he's going to be a decent low-round pick. And he's going low. I'm talking about like 6th round low.
I do like him low.
We got Derek Carr, which I'm skeptical about. Again, they lost to Tavius Murray. They got, they have Crabtree. They have Mari Cooper.
I got him in the 15th round last year, and I left him in. I got lucky last year. I had Carr and Roethlisberger, but pretty much if you have Carr, you could leave him in. If he's your best, I wouldn't even worry about it. I wouldn't sweat it. I like Carr as a number one quarterback this year. He showed it last year, and with him being healthy this year, I like him. Ooh, almost an accident.
Joe Flacco's there too. He's going to be there. He's not a big name quarterback. He's not the best producing quarterback, but you're going to at least get 15 points out of him, lowballing it.
Let's not forget Joe Flacco had the most passing attempts last year with a whole bunch of changing offensive coordinators. I don't know. I'm still worried about the production, but the attempts are there. I like him like how I like Mike Evans. Evans sees a lot of targets. He's going to be slinging the ball. He's going to be throwing the ball a lot. I mean, really, if you just get a couple touchdowns, I mean, you're set.
Then we got Blake Bortles, which I think I even categorize him as like the opposite Carr last year. You know what I mean? Both of them were kind of big names, shaky offenses. I mean, obviously the Raiders kind of stepped up. Jaguars didn't really step up that much. And Blake Bortles, he needs to fix a lot of stuff in his gameplay in general, and then he'll be a decent pick. And then lastly, we have Cousins. We got to wrap this up because I got my surgery coming. Cousins, I like him. He's not afraid to throw deep. So last year I had him. He was putting up big points for me just on his deep passes alone. I think he's versatile. He's smart. I think he's going to be a good pick, low round.
I don't like Cousins. I think too much talent left the building. That doesn't take away from Pryor or Jordan Reed, but I don't like him. I think he's the only people that are going to see points are going to be Pryor. He's going to be throwing lots of picks. The points are going to be going to the couple receivers that are there.
And one more person before we finish this video, I think that I just actually thought of is Matt Stafford.
Stafford's a sneaky pick.
I like Stafford a lot.
If he's still there with the good old Jim Bob Cooter, I'd like him. He's a top 5 quarterback this year.
Definitely. He's huge arm. Arguably the best arm in the game. He's smart. He's relatively young, right?
I don't think he's 30 yet.
Not 30
or
yet.
He just turned 30.
And he just reestablished that Golden Tate connection. They got Marvin Jones, who was doing decent last year. Amir Abdullah's back and healthy. Back. And they're just, he has that bomb. He has a cannon of an arm, and he's going to be doing a whole lot. And he's a smart player, and he's quick. And again, these are all low rounds that they might slip. If they slip to these low rounds, definitely take them. If you're waiting to low rounds, you're not going to be getting Russell Wilson or
Aaron Rodgers,
Dak Prescott. You're not going to get them. If you're trying to do quarterback first, top 3 quarterbacks: Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Big Ben for sure, easily.
If they're gone, wait. The quarterbacks are deep. They're too deep for you to be stressing about a QB early. But we'll wrap it up with that, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching Fantasy Futon. This is our first episode. We'll be doing this weekly. Updates, subscribe, like, and comment. Comment anything that you want us to talk about. Feel free to direct message us, send us messages. We'll reply in video or into your messages, and we'll take it from here. And thanks for watching.